Hello? Okay, god damn it. Oh, this happens every time. Can you guys hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Hiya, hey, hey. Happy Friday, everyone. Hope everyone is doing good today. Henrik, thank you so much for being first. Tough Tony, hello, hello. And Shadow Girl, hiya, hiya. I hear you now. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I know. So, like, for context of why I, like, will be muted sometimes is because when I play Ace Attorney, I don't like having my regular studio headphones because they're really heavy on my head. So when I play Ace Attorney, I use my AirPods to like listen to the like, you know, game audio and alerts and all that stuff. And so I have to switch out AirPods every like hour or two because, you know, the power will die out and like, you know, I need to hear stuff. So when I do switch them out, because I only have one AirPod on at a time, whenever I switch them out, my computer's like, oh no, we can't detect him. He's not using the AirPods. And then they disconnect and then like everything like wonks up. But hopefully everything works right now. I hope everyone is doing good today. Hey Kieran, and yes, I can hear ya. Happy Friday to you. I'm doing good as usual. I hope y'all are doing well too. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, I'm super sorry about, you know, doing an Ace Attorney stream this early in the day. But basically, if you guys were here last night, we stayed up until like past midnight. And we pretty much finished the case. We just need to, we're reading like the, you know, resolution stuff. Like, you know, the wrap up and whatnot, and then obviously whatever final cutscenes the first game has to offer. But I can't stream tonight because I'm actually gonna go see Everything Everywhere All at Once. So I figured, you know what, let's just do it during the day. And that way, you know, people from the other ends of the world that usually can't make it to the later evening stream times can come and watch. And then, you know, the VOD will be available. Have fun watching. Yeah, I know. I'm really excited. I'm super, super, super excited. So that's why I can't stream tonight. But in relation to that, today's check-in question is, what is a movie that you've seen recently that you really enjoyed? I'm assuming it's that movie because everyone loves that movie and that movie won like so many awards this past weekend. Doing good, sorting all my Niji fan sonas into twisted dorms has been fun. Cool, cool, cool. But yeah, so hopefully, because this is pretty much the end of the game, it's not gonna be too long of a stream today because I need to go ahead and like, you know, get ready to go to the movies anyways. Sonic, I've heard the Sonic movies are really good actually. Like as movies, they're really good. Seen Howl's Moving Castle for the third time. You know what movie I should watch? I should watch Kiki's Delivery Service because they say that that movie is really good for people with burnout. I'm feeling okay now, but like, you know, I feel like maybe watching that movie will give me a little bit of like a catharsis. Recently, Cocaine Bear, because it definitely delivered on its, there was definitely a bear and there definitely was cocaine. I think Michael really enjoyed that movie, so maybe I'll ask him about it. But yeah, for sure. I don't really go see movies that often these days, so I'm really excited to see Everything Everywhere All at Once, just because like, you know, first of all, an Asian production. Second of all, I've heard it's just like genuinely a really good movie. So that, yeah, I'm definitely excited to see that tonight. Oh, God, my AirPods are like also freaking out. Let me go ahead and my Elgato, I'll deactivate it and reactivate it. I didn't really like the Megan trailers. Megan's the one about that doll, right? The doll with like the creepy face and all that. But yeah, I don't really watch movies these days, so I'm excited to watch one in theaters. The doll? That's like not related to Annabelle, right? Completely different franchises, or are they like linked? I wouldn't know because I don't consume horror. So anyways, nope. Okay, got it. Well, let's go ahead. Let's just get straight into it. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up. Let's load our game. Yeah, it should be this one because 12:41 does sound like the time I ended my stream last night. The ads make it seem like a generic horror movie, but the movie is a really good dark comedy. I've heard, yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and look back at the text really fast just so we can remember where we were last night. We finally cracked the eggs, Benedict. Graydon basically revealed that he has been leaking government secrets to McGilded, and he used his father, who was a like, you know, old time record maker, to create discs in Morse code that would, you know, relay the government secrets to McGilded. And basically, going back to that third case, what happened was Graydon's father specifically said he wanted to be the one to deliver the discs, and McGilded murdered Graydon's father. And now Graydon, you know, just kind of giving us his like sad backstory, but like also he's kind of evil, so I don't really care. No problem. Go do what you got to do.
Earlier, you called McGilded a monster. A man who used his wealth and influence to distort the facts and escape justice for the crime of murder. What tragic irony. For what you have done is exactly the same. You've become the very monster you saw and despised so deeply in McGilded. Yes, I think I have. Well, this has been a long and exhausting trial. However, it would seem that at last we have arrived at the truth. Inspector Gregson, what of Mr. Ashley Graydon? He's been restrained, my lord, and is being escorted to the yard. He'll be charged with the murder of Flying
Mr. He saw Flying Toast and I said Mr. Flying Windabank.
Of Mr. Flying Windabank.
Hello, Flying Toast, welcome in.
The stealing of government secrets. Very good. And you, Inspector? Regrettably, you will have to face charges yourself. Yes, my lord. Of course. It transpires that you were complicit in helping a criminal escape justice. That fact remains whether or not you were doing so in this line of duty. The crime is a serious one, Inspector, and inexcusable. Now to the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade.
Yeah?
It is time for the final adjudication. Is the jury ready, Mr. Foreman? Yes, sir. Gardeb Squadron standing by, sir. This is really it now. The last push, the final call, the finishing whistle. My men are ready to deliver their verdicts. Thank you, Mr. Foreman. Very well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. You will now declare your final decisions to the court.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
This is what a superstar looks like.
That's the stuff of a thug!
Finally, Runo! You finally managed to do it!
Finally is the word. I really wasn't sure if we'd come out on top for a while there.
Susie was right! You're the best lawyer in the world!
I did not warm up my voice.
Miss Lestrade, I am not finished with you yet.
Huh? What are you looking at my log that for?
Before you start enjoying your freedom, there are certain other crimes to consider.
Huh?
2 months ago, in my courtroom no less, you gave false testimony, did you not? And in relation to the trial today, not only did you unlawfully enter Windabank's pawnbrokery, you also attempted to abscond with Mr. McGilded's property, it seems.
I never done nothing of the sort! Of course not. It's not like you were gleefully wearing Mr. McGilded's coat in your cell yesterday or anything.
And just when I was getting excited about throwing a party for Ginny this evening.
And turning our attention to the defense. Determining that when played together, the music box disc contained a message in Morse code was, well, it was certainly a most unexpected revelation, counsel. Quite so, my lord. The prosecution was caught entirely off guard. In fact, I think we should applaud my learned friend's courage here today. I propose a toast to demanding that government secrets be disseminated before the entire courtroom.
Very sorry about that. It was the only way I could get Inspector Gregson to admit to what he'd done, so... If I may, something on that point. Isn't that...
It's, about the sounds produced by the music box before. I do wonder if that was really Morse code at all.
What? What are you saying, madam?
Oh, well, it was just that I'm rather fanatical when it comes to Morse code, you see. So much of the whole world seems to be covered in dots and dashes to me. In fact...
Goodness, madam. An unhealthy level of obsession one feels.
No, it's okay. You know, as someone that has an unhealthy obsession with boys, that's fine.
But I must say that in my opinion, the sounds produced by these two discs were nothing more than that. A meaningless series of two different tones.
What? What? Can that really be? It wasn't Morse code after all? My lord! The defense would like to listen to the music box again!
Are you out of your nut? How many times do I have to tell you those discs contain minstrel secrets, sunshine? This courtroom is not an appropriate forum to discuss the nature of the government communications. We know McGill did conspire to trade national secrets with our enemies, secrets acquired from Mr. Graydon. Now that the man has admitted to his crimes, we have no need to pursue the matter further.
But it's really going to bother me.
Miss Lestrade!
Yeah, my lord?
That what you've seen today here in this courtroom has been extremely disturbing. Falsified evidence, intimidation, perjury, a grim catalog of depravity. An appalling experience to befall any child.
Come on, ain't nothing I don't say most days back in the slums.
I beg your pardon.
If you're weak, you pay for it. That's just how life goes.
Gina.
But look, I reckon I've worked something out today. The world ain't fair. But if you want it to change, you've got to start at home. You've got to change how you are yourself.
Well, that's a very laudable lesson, I would say. I eagerly look forward to the born-again Miss Lestrade never gracing my courtroom with her presence again, except you're probably going to become a main character in The Great Ace Attorney too, so never mind that. Now, with regard to the murder of Mr. Pop Windabank, proprietor of a pawnbrokery business on Baker Street, I hereby declare the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade, not guilty!
Yeah! Girl, no! She really just pulled the... in court again!
That is all. Court is adjourned. On a personal note, I must say you've surprised me, my Far Eastern friend.
Oh!
Despite being a Nipponese, you saw through the pretense to the malice that festered within that Englishman, and at the same time, saw through the grime to the surprising heart of your English client. You have a curious case for judging character, especially considering our very different cultures.
Of course, this can't be the final stream to this game without, a little bit of simping. I don't think there's anything curious about it. Whether we're from the Empire of Great Britain or the Empire of Japan, we're all human beings. We're not so very different on the inside.
You know, I took this case for one very simple reason. To lock swords with you once again here in the courtroom. You know what they say about two men clashing their swords against each other.
You did?
When I encountered you for the first time 2 months ago, it reminded me
TOS!
of toasting friendship and trust with one another Nipponese, only to find my trust betrayed. Through you, I hoped to look into the eyes of the man I once knew and try to understand.
Are you trying to justify your racism? You mentioned something similar earlier today, about total betrayal at the hands of the Japanese. What happened exactly?
Well, you may ask, and one day, when the time comes, you will learn the answer, whether you like it or not.
All right, then. I'll wait for that day if I must.
Coming to be known as the Reaper of the Bailey, in my retirement from service 5 years ago. It gives me cause to wonder if our meeting has some deeper purpose. So, farewell, my learned Nipponese fellow, until we meet again.
April, 5:24 p.m. The Old Bailey, Defendant's Antechamber. It's done. It's over at last. But where's Iris disappeared to? Congratulations, Gina! I knew it all along! I knew that you were innocent. Well, you did what you said, Mr. Naruto. You believed in me, right up till the end. You're as odd as your name. What's odd about it? I told you I had faith in you, didn't I? No one ever has before, you see. Kept a promise, I mean. Properly. That's awful. I figured something out today. All my life, growing up in the slums, I've never trusted no one. That's just 'cause I've been scared of being stabbed in the back. I mean, the more you trust someone, the more it hurts when they let you down. Yes, I think I can understand that. After all, I had a taste of it in that trial 2 months ago. I chose to trust someone and paid for it. That betrayal left a big scar. You know though, Gina, I worked something out quite recently too. Trusting in someone else is really an exercise in learning to trust yourself. And when your gut tells you it's the right thing to do, and your trust is rewarded, there's no better feeling in the world. I think I have you to thank me for reminding me of that valuable lesson.
Oh, well, if you say so. Don't make a fat lot of sense to me, though.
I'm trying to say that putting my faith in you, Gina, has been a real pleasure.
For crying out loud, pack it in! But I suppose I sort of feel the same way. I mean, sometimes trusting someone else is, you know, all right.
Thanks.
This is the way I see it, Ryunosuke. A defense lawyer is only as good as his faith in his client. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself.
Ah, you came in just in time. Welcome in, Clover. After this experience, I'm starting to feel like I understand what you mean. Kazuma. Am I living up to your expectations? Am I turning out to be the husband you believed I could be?
Pardon the interruption. But what the deuce does a man have to do to be noticed around here, my dear fellow?
Ah, that voice!
It's too late for that voice now, Mr. Naruhodo. I've been standing here patiently in the corner of the room for an eternity.
Oh, yes, it was me all along, I would have said when you finally noticed me. But you people, with your incessant babbling!
Mr. Sholmes!
Oh, yes, it was me all along, you see! I'd assumed you'd be taken back to the hospital, to be honest.
Indeed I was, but I managed to escape again.
Oh.
I happened to be aware of one or two foibles on the doctor who was tending to me. I merely made my knowledge of them known to the man, and he was happily issued me with a leave of absence.
Every man in this game is top tier. Every man except the first man you listed. How very above board.
But enough of my adventures. That was a fine victory, Mr. Naruhodo. Your tireless efforts justly rewarded, I feel. Congratulations are in order. As a close friend, and maybe even more, I tip my hat at you.
You mean, hello? Good evening to you. Oh, thank you.
Some great detective you are. Great at being cold as ice, maybe.
Have I irked you in some way, Miss Lestrade?
Oh, you've been having a snooze in your nice soft bed. Some of us have been fighting for our lives.
Oh, well, that bullet did cause me to lose a substantial amount of blood, is true. So I have indeed been feeling somewhat cold. Not perhaps as cold as ice, but, well, have a feel.
Could you
take your hands off my neck, please, Mr. Sholmes, and lock them into mine?
And in some way, I suppose, congratulations are in order for you too, Miss Lestrade, and welcome in, Wasabi.
What's that supposed to mean? Why so half-hearted?
Well, naturally, it isn't my intention to alarm you, but an acquittal in a trial with that particular prosecutor is perhaps a little precarious.
Well done, Mr. Sholmes. Not alarming in the slightest.
Oh, the Reaper, you mean? Was anyone who's found not guilty in the trial? I was working on Wynn's update anyway. Was that it?
The very point I was trying to make, as exemplified by the fate of Mr. McGilded, in fact. Ah, but of course, I pay no attention to such irrational drivel myself.
Yeah, well, it don't bother me.
Kieran always flirting with video game characters while doing great voice acting? What? Something don't change even if I don't catch streams that often. What the heck? How dare you spit the truth?
Oh, really?
Of course not. I see it. Reaper's a bit like him upstairs.
Him upstairs? You mean like God?
Yeah, him upstairs know what's what, right? I knows what people are like on the inside. I won't have the wrong end of the stick. There's some cows like that big bog trotter. What are rotten to the core. At the end of the day, him upstairs makes sure they get what they deserve. I suppose that's one way of looking at it.
Divine justice is one thing, though. The Reaper taking matters into his own hands and claiming lives is another.
Well, I ain't like the McGildeds of this world, so I ain't scared. Good principles, see?
A trait in you which is to be admired, Miss Lestrade.
Oi! Just give it a rest, all right?
As I was saying, congratulations are in order. The news of your acquittal was very welcome news to me indeed. Let me express my heartfelt congratulations, Gina.
Well, There you are, Hurley. How long have you been here? Honestly, I went to the main entrance especially to meet you there.
Oh, Iris, my dear, I do apologize. But wait until I tell you what happened. This fair made utter fools of themselves.
What happened?
As you know, I have a penchant for disguise. I was hiding in this room dressed like a bailiff. But these dolts didn't notice my presence at all. Oh, they had no idea. Can you imagine, Iris? Would you credit it?
I'm not sure, really.
I beg your pardon?
I'm sorry, Hurley, but you just don't have the weighty presence you seem to think you have. In fact, you really ought to be careful about that. It's going to land you in trouble one day.
I'll be careful.
Roblox, oof.
Anyway, it's such a shame. I was so hoping to throw a party for Ginny tonight. But you won't be able to come, will you? Don't look like I'm gonna be going nowhere for a while. You'll have the judge's patter. I've got stuff to make amends for, apparently. All them offences. What was that again? Breaking and entering, taking the bog trotter stuff, what was in the log, blah, blah, blah.
Yes, I think you'll find that basically being a pickpocket is the main offense.
But diving ain't an offence. It's a job, isn't it?
think so.
Still, this has got me thinking, all this. Maybe I should start looking for another line of work. I mean, you didn't start off as a lawyer, did you, Otto?
Well, no, but I was never a pickpocket. I'll give in.
Well, anyway, I reckon I could make a change. I'm gonna do something for all them lot like me in the slums. Something that makes a difference for them.
It's a wonderful idea, Ginny.
Oh, I think I missed a dialogue. Hold on.
And I'm sure you can do it. What is it?
Oh! Oh my goodness gracious! Roanoke-san, thank you so much for the raid! Welcome in, gamers! Oh, I see. Relix, thank you so much for directing Roanoke-san and all their friends to us. I really, really appreciate it. If you guys are new here, hiya, hey, hey. Hello, hello, hello. I hope you guys are all doing great today. My name is Kieran. I'm a magical idol VTuber. I'm also a queer Filipino-American voice actor for animation, anime, and video games. If you guys play Fire Emblem Heroes, I provide the English voices for Sane and Rickard. If you guys like Genshin Impact, I provide the English voice for Kaedehara Yoshinori, who's Kazuha's great-grandfather. And if you guys like Yaoi or Boys Love, I play Koichi Mizuki in the English dub of The Titan's Bride. Roanoke, Matsuka May, and Break the Ice, thank you guys so much for following and joining the constellations. I really appreciate it. We are actually at the very end of the Great Ace Attorney 1. We're just wrapping up the game and we're finishing off so that the next stream we do this, we can do the side stories exclusively. But I hope your stream went well. Welcome in, gamers. Let's see what you were playing. Roanoke. Son. Yeah, in Heroes, the gacha game.
Oh my god, that's such a terrible. You know why I'm. Ow!
Have a
Stop
bonk.
bonking me. Hey!
No, actually.
Oh fuck! Oh, there I go.
Oh, that's funny. Wait, you can do that with your Vroid? That's so cool. We got the bonk clip. That's right. But yeah, thank you guys so much for the raid. If you guys need to head out and do what you got to do, I completely understand. If you guys got to do that, please make sure that you drink some water, give yourself a nice stretchy, and if you guys need to take your medications, don't forget to do that as well. I get a lot of abuse from that. Oh boy. But yeah, we're finishing off the game, so hopefully the stream won't be too long today. If you guys want to stick around, I'd love to have you guys. If you guys want to answer today's check-in question, it is... Hold on. What's a movie that you've seen that you really enjoyed? Because I'm gonna go watch Everything Everywhere All at Once tonight, so that's why I'm doing the stream early today. Oh, you bonked and it didn't go through? Here, I'll bonk myself. Alrighty. But yes, haven't seen that one recently. I haven't seen one recently. Yeah, I don't really watch movies often, but you know, some friends are in town, so I really wanted to go see it. But yes, if you guys need to head out, once again, I completely understand. If you guys want to stick around, we're going to be switching back to the game in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I still need to see that movie, hoping to watch it this weekend. I've heard it's really good. I mean, obviously it won all those awards, but like people just really like that movie, and like I love Michelle Yeoh, so. Nobody Sleeps in the Woods is a surprisingly good horror movie. Oh, I see. I don't like horror, but you know, if there's other people that do like horror, then maybe check that movie out. It's almost time for my annual Bumblebee rewatch. You know what's so funny? I've actually seen Bumblebee. Watched RRR recently. What's RRR? Is this like an Ara? Is this like an Ara bait? Indian Telugu language epic action drama film. Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to bait me. Only thing I remember watching recently is 5 centimeters per second. Oh, yeah. It's on Netflix. I see. I implore to watch RRR. I'll look into it, maybe. I'll look into it. Well, okay.
Nothing.
Miss Gina Lestrade.
It won Best Original Song at the Oscars this year? Holy shit.
The prison carriage has arrived, ma'am. Come with me to the rear gate at once.
Right. Well, looks like I'm off then.
Yes. Goodbye, Gina. And good luck.
Aldo?
Yes? Wait, what was that for?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say, so...
Ah, indeed. Perhaps a situation calls for a phrase hitherto missing from your vocabulary, Miss Lestrade. On occasions such as this, I would recommend a simple thank you.
Oh.
Oh, yes. It's good advice, Ginny.
Right. I see. Well... Thanks. Aldo? Thank you for everything what you've done. For believing in me. Not at all. In fact, that should be my line. Thank you, Gina.
Aww, it's cute.
Well, there she goes. I wonder if I'll ever see her again.
Well, well, quite the indomitable pick purse.
Oh, I nearly forgot. I brought a paper inside.
Stas and Carp, thank you so much for following and joining the constellations. Welcome in.
It's a special edition, and this trial is all over the front page. Pickpockets proven innocence. Isn't it wonderful?
You should have shown it to Gina, Iris. She would have been thrilled.
Oh no! How silly of me. But anyway, would you like the good news or the bad news?
Ugh, not again.
Well, what do you say, Bruno? Hurley?
As usual, I think I'd rather get the bad news out of the way first.
Absolutely not! I have no intention of listening to anything but good news.
And there you have it. How people answer that question says a lot about them, doesn't it?
Let's not go there.
All right then. Maybe let's start with the good news this time. The rain has finally stopped. It was a record level of rainfall, apparently.
Kawawa! Thank you so much for following and joining the constellations. Welcome in.
Well, that is good news indeed. We can journey back in greater comfort.
All right then. Oh, what's the bad news? Do they live in California now? I know, right?
A huge storm has left the seas very choppy. The channel in particular is awful, so sailings out of Dover have been delayed by a day or more.
Oh, wait. Dover? Thank you for the kind words. That's really kind of you.
That's right. If we head to the station immediately, we may still make it in time to wave Susie off.
But there won't be a train, surely. We couldn't be that lucky.
Who do you think I am, Mr. Naruhodo?
Mr. Sholmes?
I rushed to Victoria Station earlier and made arrangements for a special express. We hurry now. We shall be there in time for dinner. And I know of a fine restaurant that serves the most delicious baked sole.
Sole. What's sole again? Sole. Food. What is this? What's sole? Soul. Sole. Soul. Food. British. It's thinking about I'm looking up soul food. Oh, it's a fish. Okay, fish. I don't... The great detective does it again!
Indeed, he does. I happen to be aware of a number of the rail transport director's foibles. You know, you can say thank you by coming in and leaning in and giving me a little bit of a...
What?
I merely made my knowledge of them known to the man, and he happily laid on the locomotive. Elementary.
Just an idea, but it might be wise to stop manipulating people that way. Maybe don't mansplain, manipulate, male wife.
What are we waiting for then? To London, Victoria!
Oh, the dramatic ending. Let's get it. 18th April, 5:32 a.m. Port of Dover, Quayside.
That took somewhat longer than I had anticipated.
Susie Spout must be about to leave now.
Miss Susato, where are you? Over there! Look! It looks as though she's reading something. Hold it! Hold it! Miss Susato! Wait! What are you doing? Mr. Naruhodo? What are you doing here? We came as soon as we could after the trial. I mean, we heard that sailings were being delayed due to the bad weather, you see. Oh, I see. Then tell me, how did Gina's trial go? It went well. She was acquitted. That's wonderful. Really wonderful news. The book you were about to throw in the sea. It was your encyclopedia of British law, wasn't it? Oh dear. I was hoping you hadn't seen that. I'm not worthy of practicing law in any way now. So, I was saying my final farewell. You were saying goodbye to law? You, Susato-san?
Would I be correct in assuming it is because of the peephole, Miss Susato?
If only Susato knew how much college books go for these days, she wouldn't be clutching for dear life. I deliberately altered the scene of a crime. And then I tried to hide the fact. What I did is utterly unforgivable.
That reminds me. How did you even come to have this, Susie?
On the evening of the incident, Mr. Sholmes had invited Gina to dinner, if you remember.
Oh, yes. We had a wonderful time.
Well, Gina gave us a little introductory lesson, didn't she? To the art of pickpocketing, I mean.
Oh, that was so much fun. I stole Runo's armband.
Yes, please don't ever do that again, Iris. That band's very important to me. It belonged to my husband.
Well, if it's so important, you should pay attention to it. You didn't notice for ages.
On a whim, I thought it would be fun to see if I could take this cat flap-o-mat. So I put it up my sleeve.
Really?
Yeah, they did. They were literally at a court at the beginning of the game. And then I rather forgot about it. Until I found myself with Mr. Windibank's shop with it later that night. I see. And then...
Mr. Sholmes! Mr. Sholmes!
Leave me, Mr. Naruhodo.
Right! After Mr. Naruhodo had left the shop, I started to think. That door started to play on my mind. The storeroom door, you mean? Yes. If Gina was anywhere in the shop, I realized it could only be behind that door. And at that moment, the little device I had up my sleeve sprang to mind. I was so worried about Gina, I simply had to know. So you used the cat flap-o-mat to make the peephole in the door?
As captured in a photographic print of the shop. By one of Hurley's red-handed recorders.
Indeed. It was of the first importance, that point. Precisely when the peephole was made, that information would prove to be Mr. Naruhodo's greatest weapon. Though naturally, without proof, it would have amounted to nothing.
But when I looked through the hole in the door, the sight that met my eyes made my blood run cold. Thoughts started to run through my mind. I remember that trial 2 months earlier. The trial of Magnus McGilded. I thought about how he manipulated the evidence and arranged false testimony to secure his freedom. It made the British justice system feel very dark and sinister to me. And then, a terrible thought occurred to me. What if some wicked criminal was planning to do the same thing now? Because from the appearance of the crime scene, it looked exactly as though Gina had shot Mr. Windibank. Even though I was sure she would never have done such a thing. You were worried that the true culprit would try to frame her for the crime? That's right. But then, I realized. It would be very difficult for anyone to give false testimony in this case. What do you mean? Well, the crime appeared to have happened behind the door of a locked room. For someone to claim falsely to have witnessed it, there would have to be a way to see beyond the door.
For which, a peephole would be the very thing.
Only the peephole I made wasn't actually there until after the crime had been committed, of course. And the criminal would know that, so it wouldn't make any difference.
But the possibility of a rather ingenious trap was there, was it not?
A trap? Is that why she did it?
So, is that why you kept it a secret, Susie? You never mentioned that you made the peephole to anyone, not even to the police.
I know. And I knew at the time what I was doing was wrong. A criminal offense, even. That's why I decided to confide in Mr. Sholmes. If Mr. Naruhodo was completely backed into a corner with no other possible means of escape, the truth about the peephole could save him. That was my plan. She really does think of everything. But then... Why didn't you just tell me everything before the trial began?
My dear fellow, you're not thinking straight. Neither are you straight. If she had done that, it would have rendered you complicit in the whole escapade.
Ah.
You could have been disbarred if you had been seen to have knowingly tampered with a crime scene. So if Miss Susato decided to shoulder the burden of the responsibility alone, for your sake, and Miss Lestrade's.
Miss Susato. The truth is, when it happened, I did it because I'd lost a little of my faith in the law. Oh. I was worried that the right person wouldn't be convicted of the crime. But the moment I allowed myself to think that is the moment I lost my right to call myself a judicial assistant. What you did isn't comparable to what he did. Brayden is the one who lied in the witness stand, using that peephole as a way to implicate Gina. And besides, if the peephole inconsistency hadn't existed, I'm not sure that she would have been acquitted in the end. Miss Susato, what you did saved Gina's life! Well, with your kind words, Mr. Naruhodo, you've saved me too, from my regrets.
Well, we must all be thankful that Miss Lestrade's freedom has been assured.
Frostgrave, thank you so much for the care package. All right, gamers, let's go ahead and stand up. We're gonna give ourselves a nice little stretchy. Let's go ahead and twist our body to the left. Twist to the right. Stretch your arms straight up to the sky. Roll out that right shoulder. Roll out that left shoulder. Very slowly, very gently, roll out your neck. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Drink some water. Thank you for the care package. For you, my bias. Am I one of your K-pop boys? Oh, speaking of the care package, I actually just got the commission approved, but I'm commissioning a little animation for whenever the care package gets redeemed. We're gonna do a little. There's gonna be a little stretching Kieran, so let's look forward to that.
Well, we must be as thankful that Miss Lestrade's freedom has been assured.
Yes, exactly. Although some of the loose ends in that trial will continue to play on my mind, I'm sure. But the revelation that the music box disc contained secret messages, Mr. Naruhodo. What a triumph to work that out. I'm full of admiration. Well, actually, that argument wasn't quite as compelling as I thought it was. Oh, it wasn't?
There was a communications officer among the jury members, you see. A telegraph operator. And she said that the majority of the sounds on the disc were just meaningless tones.
As one would expect. After all, we were talking about secret government communications. No doubt they were written in cipher to avoid being readily understood should they have been intercepted.
In cipher? I see. So then, we could never have hoped to understand the message anyway.
Nonsense, my dear fellow. It's quite a zero-part problem, I assure you.
A. So... Oh my god! Oh my god! What? So... No! What?
Well, that can't be a real word, can it? How funny!
Wait, Iris, what did you just say?
Oh, I just said asogi. Does that word mean something to you?
Bro, you don't understand. That's his whole world right there. Means something? That word means the whole world to me. Asogi was the name of my husband.
Huh?
But how? How do you know that name, Iris?
I wrote it down during the trial before, when the message was playing on the music box.
She transcribed it on the fly? She really is a genius!
I thought the message probably wouldn't be written out in plain Morse code, so I tried various ways to interpret it. But whatever I tried, the words just didn't seem to make any sense. That is, in English at least.
Oh.
It suddenly occurred to me, you see. There's more than one Morse code, not just the English variety. Various countries around the world have altered and added to Morse code to use it in their own languages.
I don't believe it. Are you saying?
That's right. I've only actually seen a chart of Japanese Morse code once before. But I think it's based on the Edelhop pentagram, isn't it?
And you mean to say that in Japanese Morse code, the message says asogi?
Yes, I think so. Sorry, but I don't remember all of the Japanese Morse code.
Iris, would you let me see that? Miss Susato, do you know it? Do you know Japanese Morse code? Yes, I spent some time studying it. Because I'm quite sure Morse code will become ever more important in international communications.
Then might I recommend, my dear madam, that you focus your efforts on the English version.
Be that as it may, Iris, show me the message, please.
Of course!
But what can this possibly mean? Whatever is in that long sequence of supposedly meaningless dots and dashes, that's made the color drain from Susato-san's face. There's no doubt that this message is written in Japanese Morse code. So the British Empire has been using Japanese for its secret communications? I don't understand the reason why, but the message appears to be a list of 4 people's names. 4 names? The
first is Kei Asogi. Kazuma Asogi. Why? Why was his name on the disc? The second is A. Shin. Shin? I don't recognize that name. The third is T. Gregson. Gregson?
Oh, it would seem Tobias Gregson is the third man on the list.
And what's his name doing in a secret government communication as well? And the last name. What's the matter, Miss Susato? It's just so strange. So unexpected.
Oh, what is it, Susie? Don't keep us in suspense.
The last name is J. Wilson.
What?
Wilson?
John H. Wilson? You mean Daddy?
It says only J. Wilson, so I'm afraid I can't be sure. Then, after the four names, it reads, if I translate from Japanese, that is all four. And that's the end of the message. Or rather, the end of what you noted down, Iris. I just can't believe it. Who would have ever thought that those discs contain Japanese Morse code? Not to mention a strange list of some disturbingly familiar names.
It would appear that this particular message is a communication of some kind between Great Britain and the Empire of Japan.
So, Daddy could be in Japan then, where Susie and Runo come from.
Oh well.
No, it's not very likely, really, is it? I mean, there are thousands of people with the surname Wilson, and there's a lot of J's among them.
Professor John H. Wilson, visiting professor of medicine at the Imperial Yume University. But we can't tell Iris about that now. We just can't. This is so strange. Somehow, and solving the case of Mr. Windibank's murder today. I feel like I've rolled back a boulder at the mouth of a very dark cave. I do wonder if perhaps it's a dark cave we shouldn't go wandering inside. Oh dear, the ship is going to sail soon. Yes, it seems so. I'll sail on that steamship first to the port of Dunkirk in France. Then, I'll change onto a larger passenger vessel bound for Japan.
You're really going then, Susie?
We wish you a safe passage, Miss Susato.
Thank you so much. I wish you all the very best. Best. Miss Susato! I had hoped you'd always be at my side to guide me and support me. Mr. Naruhodo, please, come back soon. As far as I'm concerned, you really are the very best judicial assistant in the world! I'm quite sure I'll be back before you know it.
Really, Susie?
Oh, and now don't forget, Iris. I made you a promise I've yet to fulfill.
A promise?
About your manuscript. Oh, yes. The Hound of the Baskervilles.
Well, I'll be waiting for you then, Susie. A promise is a promise.
Definitely, Iris. Mr. Naruhodo. Yes? Do you remember the first time we met? Yes, of course. On the SS Burya, when I was dragged out from that wardrobe still half asleep. If I remember rightly, you threw me halfway across the cabin with a Susato takedown. You know very well I'm talking about after that. It's strange, being thrown together as we were in that case. I somehow felt straight away that you were the perfect person to continue Kazuma-sama's great legacy. Miss Susato. And my instincts were right. I really want to believe. No. I'm sure that I'll be back soon. Farewell until then. Oh, enemy!
Somehow we seem to have come to the end of the adventures of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Or the first volume, at least. Looking back now, it feels as though fate has led me on this journey.
Oh, not Persona 4! No!
Fate led me to becoming a lawyer, to traveling halfway around the world, to meeting the great detective. I'm sure there'll be trials and tribulations ahead. Of course there will. But whatever happens, you know I'll be able to turn my fortunes around. After all, I have the greatest friends in the world on my side.
Mark does a really cute voice for him. I really like it. Oh.
Ah, yes. Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes, Mr. Sholmes?
I've some rather awkward news. The railway company has decided to sue over the Special Express train, apparently.
Huh?
caused such a commotion on the line, all the other trains had to wait at stations.
But really, we would never have made it to Dover in time otherwise. Anyway, I explained everything and how it was all your fault.
Huh? Huh?
I believe a formal complaint should be delivered to your office tomorrow. But not to worry, my dear fellow. According to Miss Susato...
You love defending yourself in court.
Huh? Huh?
It's all right. I'm perfectly happy to testify. You really didn't look like the sort of man who'd do something so outrageous. See?
Mr. Sholmes?
Yes?
A word, if you don't mind.
Why, certainly. Any word you like. Bellow it out, my dear fellow. Herlock Sholmes, will you marry me? Will you give me a big kissy kissy?
Oh, yes, I love Bruno's words. I know he's just the one he'll use here.
Then, I really must say...
Yeah! Woo! We did it!
Oh my god!
In the following weeks, hundreds of music boxes arrived at Baker Street from all over Europe. Something was afoot. Though it transpired I had ordered, so I advertised them for sale with, used by Mr. Sholmes to solve an important case. And the money I've earned, consulting detective work pays a pittance by comparison.
Oh, Mr. Kazuyanuri, such a fantastic artist. Drew the hottest men.
I haven't slept a wink. This manuscript is due tomorrow now. When I'm this busy, Hurley usually cooks me breakfast. Well, cooks is an overstatement. For some dry toast and insipid coffee. I do miss Susie and her lovely Japanese breakfasts.
Witness, your testimony is riddled with contradictions.
Exactly. Rarely do rare Koban coins hide under rare steaks themselves. Well, I don't know son knows his father is an innocent man, or you calling my son a liar.
Witness, my courtroom is no place for your petty arguments. Having delivered the Russian dancer to shore in Shanghai, I laid low on the steamship for a while. But last night I apprehended an extremely sussy Japanese national on board.
I've done nothing wrong! All I did was give Wugahai's offspring refuge in my pocket! A man who brings some kittens on board and suddenly he's a hardened criminal! It's not fair! Oh, Mr. Soseki! He's so cute!
Scientific investigation will be the gold standard for policing in the Golden Age. I dream of a world governed by the tenets of order and discipline, like a great clock, in fact, whose hundreds of parts mesh together in perfect unison, and I totally won't be the villain in the next game. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have but 2 minutes and 37 seconds until my next appointment.
The latest Grants magazine is out, and I'm in it again. Whenever I say that one line she wrote now, I get a standing ovation. Wanna hear it? Not bad, I suppose, for an amateur. Her ladyship puts me to shame. Been visiting the old girl on a daily basis, of course. Joni, my old jailbird. Must say, battling with those bally stares every day has done wonders on the dicky peg. Managing rather well with the housework too. Got this maid business taped up, I say. Hope the gossiping neighbors don't realize the man of the house is his own maid.
My Raleigh's on the beat again, all thanks to the Reaper.
There's nothing I enjoy more these days than hunting out small charge in the gutter. I'm a better Bobby now, looking out for Londoners or dropped pennies and my lovely wife. Oh, Pat.
Oh, Raleigh.
Spotted dick. Oh yeah, that is British.
Looks like I'm gonna be doing time for a bit now. But Iris comes every day for natter, so it ain't too boring. She's always going on about all them cases what Sholmes is looking into. Criminal investigations are kind of interesting when you get into them.
Yes, I renounced my upbringing and chose a life of sophisticated crime, but regrets? Please.
Give over, bruv. This ain't the Ash we used to know. We got time in here to plan the comebacks of Milverton and Skulkin's milk run, right?
The Three Muscahootses, milking the neighborhood for all it's worth.
This past 6 months has been a time I shall remember forevermore. Painful goodbyes and wonderful encounters. I've come to realize that's what life is all about. Naruhodo-san, I promise, your assistant will return to you one day. But for now, I leave you with many memories and a heartfelt wish that life will treat you well.
Too spoilery if I made that the thumbnail, right? If I added myself in that, oh, they're gay. That's romantic. That's romantic. That's romantic. This was so good. Oh, that bitch is coming back. She's definitely coming back in the next game. She's gonna walk with us, right? She better walk with us, otherwise it better only be these two gays. It's just them. Wow, what a cryptic ending. They really kind of like, you know, they close the bookends, but they also leave you with like a little bit of like, well, you gotta play the next game because there's more. And I was looking up the history, and it looks like in between the original first game and the original second game, there was 2 years. So people had to, I don't know why the game was doing that. That was kind of weird, the lag. But it took 2 years. It took 2 years people were waiting for until, you know, they could continue on and see what was going on. And as far as I know, there's only 2 games for the, you know, Ryunosuke series. So, you know, the next game is going to wrap it up. But now that I've officially finished, I 100% agree with the opinion that I should just go straight into Great Ace Attorney 2. I highly agree. I think, you know, we definitely, we can't, I don't want to leave this hanging. I don't want to leave this hanging until, you know, we get back to it, because I think Great Ace Attorney 2 is like the last game in the series currently. I can't play it right now, unfortunately. I gotta go get ready for later on today. But do not worry, guys. So for those of you guys that don't know about the game plan, next week, before we start Great Ace Attorney 2, on Tuesday, we confirmed it. On Tuesday, I will be reading the side stories, because all the side stories are only related to Great Ace Attorney 1. So I'll be reading them, and I'll be joined by Kiro Style, who will also be reading with me. So that'll be a lot of fun. That's going to be on Tuesday at the usual time at 7 p.m. PST. And then afterwards, I'm planning to start Great Ace Attorney 2 immediately on Sunday at 1 p.m. Not this one, not this coming Sunday, but next Sunday. So next Sunday at 1 p.m. I'm doing an earlier time. I wanted it to be on that day so that hopefully with the first case we can get that all in one stream. You know, just go for about 6 to 8 hours and do all of that stream within one if we can. And then, you know, go back to the usual, have it during the evening time slots. I need to see you for the next game, even if it's just for a little bit. Really? What's going on? Don't spoil me, but I'm assuming, you know, the second game, it's even better. Look, see, I told you guys, I didn't know Soseki-san gives us his feet for free. He's just wearing some geta. I love that with the order of the characters right now, it really looks like Herlock is the heroine for this game. Not Susato, it's Herlock. I mean, he is. He is. Yeah, no, I already know, like, I don't think it's a huge spoiler, but I already know that Gina's gonna be like another main character in the next game, just because I have, from the merch that you guys saw from my trip to Japan, I have a little Great Ace Attorney mirror pocket, and she's like on there with the rest of the main cast, so we'll see, and we'll definitely see more of her soon. The friends. Aww, Ryunosuke's so cute. I love. Oh, yay! That was really good. That was really, really, really good. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh no, not the title screen! We got new music for this one. Let's take a quick look at what they have. The first case is The Adventure of the Blossoming Attorney. The Memoirs of the Clouded Kokoro. Ooh, the Clouded Kokoro's back. The Return of the Great Departed Soul, Twisted Karma, and His Last Vow. Final chapter, The Resolve of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Well, well, well. We've got a lot to look forward to. I believe the very first Ace Attorney stream I did, it was this year. It wasn't last year. Let me see when that was. Let's see how long it took for us to finish this game. The first one, it was in December of 2022. So it took about 4 months. And I am very happy to take my time with this game. And, you know, if it takes another 4 months to finish game 2, so be it. I promised myself that I was going to become an Ace Attorney streamer. We're going to do it. It's really, we got some stuff to look forward to. So the escapades, it says these are the short stories. They basically, like, they take place in between the chapters for the first game. So obviously this one takes place between the first case and whatnot. And I believe they're supposed to be like 10 minutes or so each. So I will be reading these on Tuesday, if you guys can come along for that. And of course, the second game does have some extra little outfits that we can have. Ryu looks so cute in his uniform. I do like this one too, though. I think he'll match with Herlock, so that's kind of cute. And Susato looks cute in this, but she's staying in this. This one, this is such a classic, I love it outfit. Reminds me of Yuna from Final Fantasy X. And Herlock, as much as it's funny to see him as a weeaboo, we're keeping him in his coat. So the only one we're gonna keep in the outfit is Ryu. But yeah. Does the credit sequence show the little animation again? It doesn't. So it doesn't show the little walking sequence. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. I gotta go get ready for movie night. But thank you guys so much for coming out and finishing the Great Ace Attorney with me, especially because this wasn't, you know, the normal time that we stream it. But regardless, I hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys look forward to even more, you know, Ace Attorney, because I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it a lot. So yes, until then, I will see you guys on Sunday. We will be playing Tales of the Abyss, which is the other long play that I want to start because I just want to get back to playing nostalgic games. So hopefully I can see you then at 1 p.m. PST. If not, you know, I hope you guys take care. Is there anyone to raid? Looking forward to it. Thank you. I don't know anyone off the top of my head right now. Let me see. Ooh, it looks like here. I'll send someone that's been a part of our community for a bit. I'm gonna go send you guys to Lux Yina. So if you guys can, please let's send Lux a hiya hey hey, and send them some love. If you guys have access to the emotes, go ahead and please drop those as well. And once again, I will see you guys on Sunday for Tales of the Abyss. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Until then, see you soon. And of course, Otsu Kieran! Bye-bye, guys. Have a good weekend. See you soon.